Welcome to a world where the innocent faces of young girls hide the darkest secrets, where whispers cling to the edges of lullabies and the reflections in the mirror hold a terror all their own. Tonight we delve into 6 spine-chilling stories, each one a glimpse into the abyss that can lurk beneath the surface of childhood. Hold your breath and let these tales seep into your soul. Just remember, sometimes the most disarming smile can mask a heart of shadows.
Emily loved dolls. Porcelain faces, button eyes, each one a blank canvas for her affection. But her collection held a peculiar quality. Each new doll, it seemed, bore a striking resemblance to someone in her life. A school friend, a kindly shopkeeper, the mailman who always whistled. Then, one rainy Thursday, a new doll appeared on her shelf. It was her best friend Lily, down to the last freckle. The next morning, Lily was gone. Emily's breath caught in her throat as she looked at the doll again. And then, she saw it. Another doll, nestled in the back, its face still partially wrapped in packing. It was her.
The whispers began softly at the edge of sleep. Sarah, Sarah, but they called her by a name only her family used, a name she thought long forgotten. Her parents, their faces etched with worry, revealed a truth long hidden. Sarah had had a twin, stillborn. Driven by the whispers, Sarah found a hidden photo album. There she was, a giggling babe, and beside her, a void. Her twin's face, scratched out, a gaping hole staring back at her. The whispering grew louder, angrier. Her sister was there, but she wasn't at peace. She was trapped, tethered to Sarah, and she wanted revenge.
The attic of the old schoolhouse held a musty silence, broken only by the creaking floorboards and the flutter of unseen wings. It was there, tucked beneath a pile of forgotten textbooks, that Sophie found the leather-bound journal. Its pages were filled with a spidery script detailing events both mundane and horrifying. But what chilled Sophie to the bone was the realization that these events mirrored her own life. Each entry predicted her future, but twisted, made grotesque. Desperate, Sophie tried to burn the journal, but the flames refused to touch it. The last entry, stark in its simplicity, sent a shiver down her spine. Your story ends tonight.
Chapter 4, The Girl in the Mirror. Mirrors held no fear for me. They were simply reflections, echoes of the real, but lately my reflection had grown distant. One day I saw it. My reflection smiled, a slow, cruel stretching of lips, even though my face remained still. Terror bloomed in my chest. The reflection began to move on its own, mimicking my movements at first, then becoming bolder, more independent. It reached out from the glass, its touch icy cold, and I felt myself pulled, shrinking, trapped in the mirror world, forced to watch as my other self took over my life.
Chapter 5. The silent passenger. The evening bus was nearly empty, the rhythmic rumble of the engine a lullaby against the fading light. I sat alone, or so I thought, until I felt it. A presence beside me, cold and still. Each night, the feeling intensified, a weight pressing down on the seat, the faint scent of damp earth. The driver, his face etched with a strange sympathy, warned me, "Don't look at her, child." But curiosity, a cruel temptress, gnawed at my resolve. I had to see. Turning my head slowly, I saw her, a girl, pale as moonlight, her eyes 2 bottomless pits, her face inches from my own.
Chapter 6. The Cursed Lullaby. The old woman who gave me the lullaby had warned me, "Be careful, child, some songs are best left unsung." But the melody was haunting, beautiful, and the baby in my care wouldn't settle. As the last notes faded, a chilling silence fell over the room. The baby's eyes remained closed, its chest still. It wouldn't wake. Frantic, I discovered the terrible truth. The lullaby was a conduit, a siren song that lured the living into eternal slumber. And now, the ghost of the girl who had sung it, trapped in her spectral prison, demanded the lullaby be passed on, its melody fueled by the souls of innocence.
6 stories, 6 glimpses into the darkness that lives just beneath the surface, where childhood fears take on monstrous forms. These stories These stories remind us that sometimes the most innocent faces can hide the darkest secrets. The things that go bump in that night often wear the faces of children, their eyes reflecting not mischief, but something far more ancient and unsettling. Sleep tight, if you can. And remember, be careful what you whisper in the dark, for someone or something might be listening.